this depicting gay pornography on prime time. I guess they was referring to our next story because the dancer who y'all saw was in that moment of the grinderization of it all, where you saw that the dancer when he was grinding up against the dude in the car, whatever the case was. So yeah, so apparently one of the dancers who was caught up in the midst of the mess is speaking out on what happened. So Dan Santiago, for Dan Santiago, I should say, the days following his performance in Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show, or Benito Bowl, some people call it Bunny Bowl, but we call it Benito Bowl, for the uninitiated on Sunday have been very emotional. But as one half of the duo, whose moment of clear gay dancing has been memed, gifed, and lauded across the internet long enough after the final touchdown was scored, Santiago believes any homophobic backlash to the performance is absolutely ridiculous. Now, during Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show on Sunday, February 8th, which broke records to become the most watched halftime show in history, dancers Dan Santiago and Igor Faria, were spotted grinding on each other. The fleeting moment came while Bad Bunny performed his 2027, oh, sorry, 2027, shouldn't even get here yet, 2025 song EO, atop a white pickup truck with Santiago and Feria seen hanging out of the truck's doors, pressing up against one another. For queer viewers, the second long scene became the subject of viral memes, which I knew was coming the moment I saw it, and fawning gifs on social media. For Republican lawmakers, it became a perfect pawn for in the anti-LGBTQ culture wars. They'll find any little thing to just ignite some shit and get y'all riled up. Now, speaking of them, that's them.com. Santiago, who is straight, as is Feria, said that it was really sad that the moment was getting so much attention, considering the cultural significance of Bad Bunny's Spanish language performance as a whole. And yeah, he went and posted something on his Instagram. Hold on a second as I pulled that up for y'all. Um, we could play this in the background. I don't got the sound on, so we won't get in trouble. He said, I'm proud to dance for an artist like Bad Bunny, who uses love to diffuse so much of the hate that's going on in the world. I'm proud to be Puerto Rican from New York, to represent my people, to represent the Latin community, our bodies, our stories, our joy seen in history. Endless gratitude for the brilliant team who held and shaped this vision with such integrity. And so, we'll get into the comments in a moment, but I just want to finish with this article. So it said, he said, I found it really sad because the performance is also bigger than that one moment, although it is really important. I think the fact that they're hyper fixating on the moment says more about them than it does about the performance. He said, adding that men will do anything to protect masculinity at all costs. Well, that ain't real masculinity if you're going to be sitting up here running around, oh my God, the children, or you're doing something remotely dangerous. It's like, what are you doing? It's like, at the end of the day, I feel like the message with Benito was the only thing more powerful than hate is love. So we have to show that if you love upon people, even when they hate your guts, that's a more powerful thing that they can't pierce with their hatred. So yeah, Brian Friedman said, I'm dead. You're the cultural reset. Another person said, the internet loves you, babe. Another person said, the gays saw you, babe. It was only 1 sec on the TV, but it was the longest second. Another person said, thank you, Dan, for being our ally. You are epic, but we already knew this. Well, it's not about what you already knew. It's the fact that you have to unfortunately explain this shit to people because some people got head full of rocks and they don't understand what the message was that you was trying to put out there because they just want to rage bait. They want to algorithm hustle. Another person said, I knew that person looked familiar. I was boiling the entire halftime show. It was so beautiful. Congratulations. So, you know what? Shout out to you, Dan, for being an ally. And you know what? We need more straight men who are comfortable in their sexuality to take a type of stance that he does. He could have easily just sat down and kept his head down and been quiet about the whole situation, but he chose not to. He chose to be like, you know what? I'm gonna go and I'm gonna windmill hard for the LGBTQ plus community, especially being a straight dancer in a genre that predominantly does have a lot of gay people in it. And of course, he works with a lot of gay people, but whether you're in the entertainment industry, if you're with a dancer, a musician, or whatever, if you're in that space, you're encountering the people in the queer community. So for him to come out, kudos to him. But They also brought up what we said before about Tennessee Republican U.S. House of Representative member Andy Ogle slamming Bad Bunny's performance for depicting gay pornography on primetime TV. We don't need to go back into what this moron said and calling it pure smut. And I just hate when y'all use the same bullet points with all this other stuff to justify y'all ignorance. The children were forced to endure explicit displays of gay sexual acts. I'm like, what? And then women gyrating provocatively. I'm like, no, they're dancing, you dummy, because y'all don't have rhythm. And you think this is dancing, where it look like you're giving a hand job and waiting for somebody to skeet all over your face. That do you think that's choreography? And also, this is the same idiot that opposes same-sex marriage. But we don't give a fuck what he got to say. So, as I said before, shout out to you, Dan, for speaking out against the bigotry and speaking up for the queer community. So, oh wait, before we get up out of here, here's one of the memes that I had come across that I was like trying to bring up that kind of sums up what a lot of people were saying, the gyps, the memes, all that stuff. So yeah, they said gays be like, I know a place. Because I know there's always a situation where it's like, gays will hunch in a car, they will hunch anywhere. One time I think of that Dr. Seuss line. But yeah, it was like, I ain't gonna do that man like that. But yeah, but it's like, yeah, I mean, look, the homosexual, we notorious, we'll find a place to hunch if you don't have a place like an apartment or something. So I say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story regarding the Pornhub stuff? And one of the dancers from that viral moment basically is clapping back on all this faux outrage from these fake ass politicians. So whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below.